Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do pre-trip and safety inspection on just your regular automobile. Uh, so you're going to approach the vehicle from the front. You're looking to see if there's any fluids leaking under the bus. Make sure you have no fluids leaking under the bus. Automobile, correction, not bus. We're doing just your regular automobile, cars and trucks, SUVs. Don't have any fluids leaking under your vehicle. Not leaning to the left or the right, and there's no that would indicate a possible broken spring or suspension issue or a flat tire. Then you're going to move on up towards your vehicle. You're looking at your lights. Make sure they're clean, clear, and intact. They're not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. You look at your windshield. Make sure that it is clean and clear. It is not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. You're going to look at the tires. Make sure your tires and wheels are clean, clear. There's not any damage on your tires. They're not flat. They have adequate air pressure. You can find the air pressure rating for your vehicle. If you open the driver's door, on the doorpost, there will be a sticker that will tell you what the adequate air pressure will be for your vehicle for front and rear. That will let your tire pressure monitors read accurately in the computer without any issues. If your tires are at proper pressure, check for inflation pressure, that it matches what the door sticker says it should be for your automobile. Then check that you have adequate tread depth on them. If you can see the brakes through the rim, depending on the vehicle, you may or may not see the brakes through the rim. Make sure that they have adequate tread depth on them, on the brake shoes or pads. Open the hood. You're looking at your radiator. Make sure your radiator's intact. It's not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. You're looking to see that it has adequate fluid in the radiator, coolant. Check your oil. Pull your dipstick, wipe it off, stick it back in, pull it back out. Make sure that it's between add and full in the safe operating range. Safe operating range is usually marked by hash marks on the dipstick. If you have adequate oil or need to add oil, make sure that you add the proper weight of oil according to manufacturer's recommendation. Most oil caps have the factory recommendation for the weight of oil your automobile needs. Use the proper manufacturer's recommendation for the weight of oil to fill it. And then check your power steering fluid. Make sure you have adequate power steering fluid. Check your strut mounts on the front of your automobile, or strut or shock mounts. Make sure they are secure, not cracked, broken, loose, damaged, missing any parts. You are going to check your belts. Make sure that your belts are tight. They're not cracked, frayed, damaged, loose, or missing any parts. And they are in place. Make sure your alternator is securely mounted. It's not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. Look at all of your heater hoses and radiator hoses. See that they are tight and they are not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. The clamps are tight. Look at your water pump. Water pump's going to be located on the center of around the center of the engine, down halfway down on the front of the motor. See that there's no leaking around it, indicating possible water pump leak. See that all of your wiring looks good. It doesn't look to be cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts, and not frayed. Then you're going to look at your battery, make sure it's securely mounted, not cracked, broken, loose, damaged, missing any parts, and the cables are tight and clean, free of corrosion. Then you're going to go ahead and close your hood, move around to the windshield wipers, make sure your windshield wipers are securely mounted, they are clean, and they're not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. Move to your mirror, make sure your mirror is not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. Your side glass, make sure it's not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts, and that it is clean. Make sure your doors open and close properly, and the latch properly, and the handles unlatch and open the doors properly. Make sure all of that is working properly. Make sure your rear tires are secure and proper inflation according to factory recommendation, and they have adequate tread depth, and your rims are not cracked, broken, loose, damaged, or missing any parts. Move to your tail end, look at your lights. Make sure your rear lights, tail lights, turn signals, brake lights are all securely mounted, not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. Move on around to your, you're also looking at your back glass. Make sure it's secure, not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts, and that it is clean. Move to your left side. Again, checking your left tire, your right side, sorry, and checking your right tire, rear tire. Make sure again that it's properly inflated and has adequate tread depth. Again, opening and closing the doors, making sure they are working properly and they are not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, and missing any parts in the latches and on the doors. Make sure the right front tire is properly inflated and proper tread depth to be safe. And move on around and get in your vehicle now. You're checking your seatbelt. Make sure that all the seatbelts in the automobile are not frayed, cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts, and that they all latch securely and unlatch. Go ahead and fire up your vehicle. Make sure your gauges are all working properly. Your amp gauge should be between 12 and 14. Your oil pressure should be between 40 and 60 psi. Your engine temperature should rise as the automobile runs for a little bit. You check your indicator lights, turn on your left turn signal, make sure the indicator is flashing on the dash. Repeat the same for your right turn signal and your four-way flashers. Turn on your headlights, turn on the high beam. Make sure that the high beam indicator works. Your gear shifter, make sure that it's properly secured. It's not cracked, damaged, broken, loose, or missing any parts. Make sure you have your seatbelt on and latched. Hold on the service brake and make sure that it doesn't fade out. If you hold pressure, steady pressure on the service brake for 30 seconds to 1 minute, make sure that it does not lose pressure, does not bleed off or go down toward the floor farther, and it feels firm. Okay, put it in gear. Hold that brake and make sure that it holds the vehicle firmly and again does not bleed off. Put the parking brake on. Put it in gear. Use gentle acceleration, pulling against the parking brake. Make sure the parking brake is holding. Release the parking brake. Put it in gear. Move forward 5 miles per hour and put firm pressure on the brake pedal to stop quickly. Holding on firm on the steering wheel, make sure your steering wheel does not pull to the left or to the right, indicating a brake problem, and that it stops firmly and evenly. After you've done this, then go ahead and put it back in park. Turn on your four-way flashers, turn on your headlights, turn on your brights. Step out of your vehicle, walk around the vehicle, make sure your lights are all working properly as they should be. Get back in the vehicle. If you have a second person who can watch your brake lights and backup lights, then please do that. Have them check your brake. When you push on the brake, make sure your brake lights are working and your reverse lights are working properly. You can do the entire light checking procedure with a second person if you prefer. Look at your headlights, tail lights, turn signals, brake lights. Make sure all of those lights are working properly. If it's a pickup truck, you might possibly have some clearance lights on top of the cab or something. Just make sure they're all working properly. At this point, your vehicle should be secure and safe for the public roadway. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and share the video with all of your friends. Thank you. Bye now.